Let me talk to you for a second. We got a election coming up, and I tend to get a little more political the older I get because of the fact that it's just the way you need to be. When you're young and dumb and don't really pay attention, it's not really a thing that you're into. But the older you get and the more business decisions you make and the more of a mature mindset you get into, the more you need to really be thinking about the future of the country. And for me, it's not about being a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a no party affiliate. But the problem is we're not voting for freedoms. We're not voting for hard work. We're voting for laziness and shortcuts. And it's not about what's best for me as an individual or you as an individual. It's supposed to be about what's best for the 330 million people who live here in this country. And we're voting for the wrong things. I mean, we're not doing our own due diligence here and doing our own research to figure out what we should be voting for. This is, it's not good. And it's not sustainable to live this way. The things we're voting for now with the madness in the world is not sustainable, and it's not going to be good for the future of this country. You know, in my 37 years, we'll go back and say the last 30 years, we've gone from kids always playing outside and going to the parks and swimming or playing basketball or throwing a football or playing flag football to parks are ghost towns. For the most part, I drive by parks every day and I hardly ever see anybody there. Hardly ever. We need to get back to our roots, go back outside and reconnect with each other. Get off of this thing. This thing here, obviously make content. I got 177 subscribers. I'm not making content for everybody. I'm making content just to make it. I got a whole family that lives in Indiana, and I live in Florida, and I make content for them. I make content for helping people. If I can help somebody, I'm poor. I'm low class. But I got a good work ethic. I'm not afraid to try something new. And I think it's time that people get back to working with their hands and start doing things the old way, man. That built this country up. You know, this country. Look, I was made in the USA. You know, we need to make more things in this country, and we need to vote for freedoms, and we need to just do our own due diligence and pay attention to what's going on in the country, so we can have a sustainable life. You know, stop going to the supermarkets. You got an acre of land? Plant something. You can plant tomatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. Plant potatoes in a spare tire. There's ways to do things. And there's ways to be sustainable and not rely so much on the system. You rely too much on the system and you're going to be the system. And you don't want that. We're going to live in these 15-mile cities where everything's within 15 miles. And if you don't get it within that, you ain't getting it. That's terrifying to think that we're not far off from being under the rule of something that we definitely don't want, that our forefathers and ancestors fought to keep us out of. Just do your own due diligence, and whether it's left or right, just vote for freedoms. You gotta vote for freedom. Y'all have a good one.